Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Abiodun Adelu. In this video, I'll be talking about the need to help your partner to get better. Both of you are unique beings and you need to understand that. Every one of us is unique in terms of our life experiences and our personality. You have a lot of things that make you different from your partner. Like your upbringing is different, your academic level, even if you have the same academic level, you probably attend school in different places and probably studied different courses. So those things are different. You have your cultural exposure, you have your social or economic influences. Your personality and temperament too is something else that makes you different. And also, you are male and the person is a female. So we have the bunch of all these things that make you different from your partner. And because of that, you will notice some differences in your approach to matter, in the way you talk, in the way you reason, in the way you speak, in the way you interpret matter. Some things that you interpret casually, your partner may take it serious. And you'll be wondering, what's happening? I didn't mean anything wrong. So those are things that point out to the fact that both of you are uniquely different. And since both of you are uniquely different, there is a need for you to be patient with each other in helping each other to get better and also in understanding each other. At the beginning of the relationship, when you are probably still overwhelmed by emotions and love, it's possible that you don't even notice all of those differences. You just think this person is a perfect person from heaven. But as you begin to relate over time, you begin to notice that you are different from this person. And some of those differences can be frustrating because you feel like, why is this person like this? You begin to see differences in your attitude to life, in your behavior, in your thinking, in your communication, in your interpretation of things. You begin to see all of those differences. For example, one person may be very patient and the other person is highly impatient. You may see one person that is good with money and the other person is very bad with spending. You may have a case where one person is lively and outgoing and the other person is just reserved. I just want to stay indoor. I don't want to go out. I don't like to stress myself. Now, it may be the male or it could be the female. It doesn't mean. Maybe it's the female. No, it doesn't mean. It can be male, it can be the female. So you begin to notice all of these differences. You begin to notice differences in what you like, what you hate, and your communication style. Some things that get you angry may not get your partner angry. Some things that you like, your partner may say, no, I don't like this thing at all. I even hate it. And you were wondering, this is something I love the most. And all these things does not necessarily mean that you are not fit for each other. It only means that your differences are beginning to show up. And rather than let it pull you apart, your differences should bring you together. Most times, God will bring into your life somebody that will complement you. This means that in areas where you are probably strong, the person may not be too strong. And in the areas where you are probably weak, the person will have some strength. So what you are struggling with, you see this person doing it with ease. And something that you are doing with ease, you see this person struggling with it. And you are wondering, why are you struggling with this thing? It's too simple. Is it hard to account for money? Why is it that you are struggling with it? That is because you are strong in that area. So don't use your strength or don't use your partner's weaknesses as a punching line in your argument. Don't use it to accuse the person. I've always told you, you like to do this and that. You like to say this word. You like to say this and that. You like to do this. And it's not good. No, you are not meant to be a teacher in that sense of assuming a higher authority position. You are meant to lovingly help your partner to get better. So how do you work on your differences? Especially when it has to do with something that somebody else has to improve upon. The first thing is that you need to talk about it. Now, talking about it should not be in an atmosphere of accusation, but should be in an atmosphere of love. Let the person know that I notice this and that about you. I notice that you are not too organized. When you put your stuff, you put them anywhere and you begin to look for it. I notice that whenever you get your salary, you don't really account for how you spend it. You just spend it anyhow and then a week or two later, you are broke. Now, like I said, it should not be an accusation so that the person will not start defending his or herself. I noticed that when it has to do with females, you have a lot of females around you, and you don't put some boundaries in the way you relate with them. And this person may be feeling like it's no big deal. I don't have anything with them. And you may even be feeling like maybe she's jealous or something. It doesn't mean. It means that something that you're not taking serious, she's taking it serious. And if she's taking it serious, then you need to probably work on it. The second thing is that you should affirm your commitment to help the person better. Let the person know that even though I have noticed this and that, but I am willing and I'm ready to help you to overcome this weakness and to get better at it. Sometimes the person may even argue with you that I'm okay, there's nothing wrong with me. Just be patient. With patience, you can help the person. The third point is that you should recommend some tips on how the person can get better. Okay, why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you begin to practice this? Why don't you begin to do it this way? Why don't you begin to speak like this? Why don't you stop using this word? Why don't you stop doing this thing so that it can improve you? So give the person some tips on how to get better. The fourth point is that you can recommend books, you can recommend courses, you can even recommend audio messages. Just tell the person, I feel you should take this course. This course will help you. Okay, I feel you should listen to this message. Or I feel we should read this book. When you discover that somebody is probably not too good with time management, the person wastes time a lot. You can buy a book on time management for the person, rather than using it as a point of accusation every time. And the fifth point, join your faith with the person in prayers. Some things need prayer truly. Some things are not just natural tendencies. Some things are influenced by the realm of the spirit. And you may need to help the person, especially when the person has tried everything. The person can tell you, I've tried everything to stop this. I've tried everything to stop that. But it's not working. So you may need to pray as you give the person tips, as you recommend books and messages. You may also need to join your faith with the person in prayer in order for the person to get better and be free from such weaknesses. Now, understand that your job is not to change your partner 100%. Yes, you'll be able to change some things, but you may not be able to change the person 100% to your taste. Some things you will just have to compromise and both of you will meet in the middle ground. For example, if it is matters like, I don't like to eat hot food, and this person says, I like to eat hot food. Both of you may meet somewhere in the middle, okay, we'll be eating warm food. Or it may be something like, I don't like to go out. This other person says, I like to go out a lot. I like to go out a lot. So both of you may have to meet in the middle point by encouraging this other person to go out sometimes. And then the other person too will encourage you that sometimes you need to stay at home and calm down. So you will help each other to get better. But sometimes you may need to compromise and meet in the middle ground. And for some matters, you may just need to accept your person like that. That even though this person is not exactly how I want, but I accept you like that. In fact, that's part of what love means. Love means that you can accept somebody the way the person is. Now, accepting somebody the way the person is has nothing to do with matters that relate with life, relate with destiny, relate with faith, relate with major belief. If you notice differences in major belief, you need to talk it out. If you notice differences in destiny-sensitive matters, those things you can't just say, well, we'll compromise and we'll meet in the middle ground. For such things, you need to talk it out. Even if it has to do with values too. Maybe you value this thing and this person does not value it. Those are things that can threaten your relationship. So you need to talk about them. So when we're talking about helping each other to get better and compromising on some things, it doesn't mean that you compromise on your core values, especially matters of faith, of destiny, of life, of your vision, and your core beliefs in life. You should not compromise on those things. As a matter of fact, both of you should have similar beliefs in those areas. But when it has to do with things like, I don't like this, I like doing that, I like upstairs, I like downstairs, those things can be worked upon. You just need to talk about it and then see how you can begin to blend yourselves together. I believe you will be able to learn one or two things from this video. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button to get notified when I post the next video. Thank you.